Greetings, all you wild and weirdos, weirdettes out there in Wild Weird Radio land. This is Wild Weird Radio Live. I'm Ron. That is Joe over there in the dark. That is Doomsday Dave over on the side. And yeah, well, Joe, let's get everybody welcomed in here real quick.
You got it. Good to see everybody out there tonight, by the way. Thanks for hanging out with us this week. We've got Wolves Den Woodworks, Justin Old Hippie, Enzo is with us, Stone Maven, what's going on? Brenda Ratliff, good to see you. Rachie, how you doing? Teresa, what is up? Ada Cox, good to see you out there, Ada. Mr. Booker, good to see you, my friend. We got who else is out there? Gary Foote is in the house. Tony Breeden has arrived. Good to see you. Uvaru is here. Donna Ho, good to see you out there, Donna. Oh, let's see. Rob Posey, what's going on? Kathy Music, what's up, Kathy? Good to see you. Who else? Oh, Jen, what's going on, Jen?
Hey.
Sim Salabam, Chris. Who else we got? Arthur, good to see you out there again, Arthur. Octo, what's up? Okay. Skinner, buddy. This glass right here has me thinking of you. It is a
what is that?
And oh my goodness. So Sherry Armstrong, long time no see. Good to see
Sherry.
you back out there, Sherry.
Welcome back.
All right. And Carly Young. Terry McCullough.
Terry's here.
Roll in here. Hurry, Ron.
Before anyone else rolls in, let's go to presentation mode. I'm going to show you what the show is going to be about tonight for everybody, so they know what's going down. And because boy, we have a crazy kind of a crazy show for you guys. So just to give you a really quick little bumper on what it's going to be about. Here's some of the stuff, the main topics anyway. So here we go.
This takes us back to the year of 2017, in which Lue Elizondo and a cadre of other individuals under a program, an informal working group called ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, had been working from 2009 to roll out a partial disclosure campaign at the behest of Lieutenant General and Director of National Intelligence James Clapper.
If Gerb or anybody else can prove that I colluded with Clapper to control this narrative, right? Then I will apologize publicly to the American people, and I will leave UFO ufology forever.
As you were getting onto Air Force One, and you're about to go through the hatchway through the door, but you stop and talk to the media, and you might say something like, a non-human intelligent presence has been on Earth for a very long time, using spacecraft and with performances completely beyond our capabilities and our human physics.
So, boy, like I said, we've got a lot to go over tonight, guys.
That we do. It's a very, very packed news week. We came off last week's accusations. We addressed that a little bit. We didn't want to get too much into the drama,
right?
But holy cow, the blowback came instantly and was very strong.
Literally within what, a day after?
24
like
hours.
Yeah. So we're like, you know what? Okay, we got to talk about it because we talked about it last week. Anyway.
Man, Jordan and Byron, man, you guys are lucky down there on vacation in the OBX with Byron. Love you guys. We love you too, man. Appreciate you guys hanging out and
there's some partying
here with us the last couple years. And we're gonna miss you at Mothman, but we'll make up for it. We'll catch you.
There's definitely some partying going on. I'm
those
sure
two.
Of it. Yeah, right.
Teresa, thank you.
Super sticker.
Oh, and just so you guys know, this I guess is technically my birthday show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
And Dave's birthday show too. Dave,
that's right.
Dave is at least half a millennia old now.
Yeah, I'm more mature.
I don't know if that mature is a dirty word.
Yeah, it's a dirty word.
Stone Maven, Books and Bacon.
Books
Yeah.
and bacon. There you go.
Thank you. Dave Eggleston, don't let the door hit you in the honey on the way out, Lou.
Oh man, ouchie, ouchie.
Man,
Nice.
I get it. I get it, Dave. I get it.
Oh, I get a lot. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about a lot of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Birthday
Yeah.
month. It's my birthday show too. Yesterday, my birthday is on the
Hey.
9th. Dave's birthday was Monday, right?
Anybody
Yeah,
else have a
sure.
birthday this week? And come on, anybody else got a birthday this week? We'll throw it up here. You know, we need to start doing that. When you start
Yeah,
doing
we
like
do. We
the
need to
birthday
do the birthday.
months or whatever.
Make it
Yeah,
kinda
we'll do
fun.
birthday month.
Like everybody's got one in the month. Yeah, we'll mention it. You don't have to have the day. Just the
Thank you,
month.
guys. We appreciate it.
Anyway, so what has been going on before we get started into this crazy show? David, what's new?
Oh man, what's not new? New news.
Hold on,
or-
wait. Before we have to do this properly. We have to do this properly.
Oh,
Oh, yeah?
okay.
because the nature of the news, we gotta have it up there. Where'd they go?
Oh, I don't know.
It's supposed to be there.
Is it
That
not there?
news or that news? Yeah.
The Doomsday Dave news.
Oh, is it not there?
Oh.
His name's
Hmm.
not showing up. Like none of our banners are showing up.
Oh man, who knows what they've done?
Somebody
They're
broke
gone.
something.
Like all the settings are there,
Oh yeah, I see that. The widgets.
and it says show display names, but there's no name.
There's no names. It's like the names are gone.
See, like I'm toggling it back and
I'm
forth.
seeing
and
it.
it's
I'm
not
watching
doing
you.
anything.
Yeah, look.
Well, we have,
headlines,
how many-
nothing works.
how many of the researchers are about ready to have their pages banned or for false allegations?
The default
Hmm.
theme
Oh,
font.
all right. So without the Doomsday Dave logo,
What's
tell
this
us about
do?
some of this Doomsday stuff, Dave.
Hey, look,
My theories that
there
I've
it
been
was.
talking
I got
about.
it. I had it.
You got it? Okay.
It worked for a second. Go ahead,
Are you-
Dave. Keep talking.
are you-
I'll get it fixed. Go.
Oh, you're good. Or what are you, Joe? Are you wanting to hear some of my theories? That I've
Oh,
been
there
talking
they
about
are.
privately. Hey, I'll tell you some of my theories.
Oh, I see what's wrong. It's because I had anytime you pop up a comment,
Oh,
they go away.
they made it.
And I
go
had
away.
comments up, so now they go away. Interesting.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
weird. They need to fix that. That's a separate, that's a bug.
Yeah, those are two different things. Gary Foote, thank you so much, Gary. For the next meetup, it'll be used accordingly, my friend.
Yes, absolutely. Got to get some
You know,
new
we got it.
prizes. And food.
Let's see.
You can have on your birthday month, you can have an overcooked steak or a lobster tail that's curled up like a pill bug at the chow hall. That's a flashback right there. You're absolutely right.
That's been a good birthday. I finally got a part of my telescope that's behind me. That big long monstrous thing.
Yeah.
So I had to get the focuser. I finally got it today. I got enough. My parents and some family kind of slid me enough cash, which kind of helped me afford to get this focuser. That's quite expensive. So that thing is going to get first light very soon.
Sweet.
I'm like a kid at a candy store.
Well,
So
hopefully
give us a little bit of an update, Dave. What do we got coming in the space news?
he's going to see that big asteroid that's slamming into the Earth. And I'm
actually-
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Let me pull up on my phone here. Actually,
Oh,
I did a screenshot today of something I was. Actually, the big thing for this month. Now, if you live in Iceland or Greenland and that part of the world, there's going to be a large solar eclipse coming here on. I have to double check the date here. It's coming up in the next few days. I think August 12th. August 12th, I believe, is what it was.
Does that have anything to do with, I don't know, demons?
Not this time. No,
Okay.
not this time. Maybe eventually. I mean,
Okay.
you never know.
It's
well-
science. I was just wondering because there are those who believe that science is, can't be explained. So it's naturally,
Never.
Yeah.
So, but here,
Okay.
but for us folks here on August 28th of this month, there is a partial solar eclipse
Oh,
coming up at the end of the month.
Okay.
So that's something I'm going to. Well, I say this now, if it's clear out, because it's not been very clear lately, as you guys know. The weather, if you look at the forecast, it's rain every single day, as far as the eye can see. So, But the hope is, if I have to, I'm gonna go out of town to do it. Can we get that? I'm gonna track
Okay.
the entire eclipse as long as it lasts. And it's about a 93% solar eclipse, so that's a big one coming up.
Well, I can't fault you for that. I traveled halfway across the country to go see the last one, so but it was worth it.
Did you guys see this news?
Doomsday Dave can search for all those giant UFOs around the moon, according to Ukrainian scientists. That's right. According to Ukrainian scientists, there's like 20 motherships hanging around the moon. From what
I saw that.
Yeah,
and they're acting like some of them are massive sizes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We're talking like Phoenix Light size.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm not buying it, but sure. I mean, why not?
Well, there was one news article that as soon as I read it, instantly the background music in my life changed. It went from just like
the Pet Shop Boys
screeching and gnashing of teeth that I normally hear to like the I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall. And which is not much different than gnashing of teeth.
No, I don't care for that.
But apparently, Dave, we're going to do it.
We are.
We're going to dig deep and we are going to launch a nuke.
Yes.
An asteroid.
Yeah, that piece of news. Yeah, that's what you're getting around.
Okay, I got a question about this. Literal question about this, because I read the same thing, saw it. You folks who didn't see it, by the way, they're not joking, they're being dead serious. That is a proposal that that's one way that we can stop an asteroid. Someone went and watched Armageddon
again.
So here's the thing.
It on the 4th of July.
I'm not even kidding you. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. Like when we have people who are, in the Senate who want to be briefed on stuff, for example, they go and they rummage through old UFO magazines, apparently.
Yeah,
right. And mark them as classified.
Probably Nexus.
I mean, anyone could do this, or they grab the nearest person who seems to know what they're talking about, according to them. Yeah. Which is sometimes a bad idea. And apparently when you want to blow up an asteroid, there's not a lot of material out there for that. So, you got to turn to sci-fi. But it's interesting that we turn to sci-fi for things like that. But when it comes to AI, we just completely ignore the fact that
we ignore all of sci-fi with AI.
Yeah, we've created Skynet, Cylons, iRobot, a literal iRobot. That's a real company, by the way. Thank you. That's so. We're just bringing all this stuff to life. So manifest, baby, just manifest. Keep it going.
You just gotta think though. It's like wanting to launch a nuke at an asteroid. You hope that we know. When I say we, obviously humankind, but you hope that we know they know what they're doing. Did they have their best people on it? But if history proves it right, that was sarcasm. Best people. We've got our top people on it.
Top people.
So here's my hypothesis. We're going to shoot the largest nuke that's ever been made at an asteroid, and it's going to miss.
They're not talking the Russian, what's that called?
Bigger. They're probably going to make something bigger.
It'd be a lot bigger. We got to go bigger.
It's got to have enough kinetic force to push it off planetary space, right?
Oh no, they want to drill into it and blow it apart. They want to make little asteroids so we can have this annual remembrance of the day that the Earth was nearly destroyed.
Great.
For at least 100 years.
So my hypothesis is that we miss. And then traveling at normal speed, this warhead just continues to float through space. And it continues to go and go and go. And then once humanity has been wiped out by said big rock, we accidentally do what we do best and wipe out an entire civilization inadvertently because we launched a nuclear warhead from our planet to another solar system. Maybe it took us several thousand years, but then when it makes contact, they're just like, oh, what is that pretty star?
Maybe that's why we have a wormhole at Skinwalker Ranch. And wormhole was maybe we've already done that, and they're coming back in time. That's why we're experiencing them.
I don't know.
There you go.
That might be
I
what
like
they're trying to do. Cause don't shoot.
I like your idea.
Shoot the asteroid.
Yeah, I like your idea. That's good. But it'd be more likely that, we would figure out a way to get off the planet and, after we launch this thing, right?
Yeah.
And we use some of that alien tech and we go out light years away and, several hundred years from then, the remainders of humanity are on this, little planet. They're all evolved and they're happy that they survived this catastrophe in their past, when all of a sudden, pick up the cue right where you started. Oh, look at that bright star. Yeah, that would
it's
be
kind of like the equivalent of the kid in class who uses the spitball and then throws it in the other kids on his desk. Oh, he did it.
Yeah.
Just to get out of it.
I can totally see it. So anyway, what we got up there?
Oh, it said, so an asteroid flies through space at Mach Jesus will be thwarted by a nuke. Call Ben Affleck and a drill rig crew. Then we need Dr. Doofenshmirtz on this. We need the asteroid inator.
We do. Well, we have the discombobulator that we talked about this week as well.
That's right.
If you didn't know that. But anyways, let's get to the news and let's talk about some of this stuff and start off. Let's start off at the top, actually, because
this is quite literally the dumbest news I've heard. It really was. Like when I heard it, I was like, "You got to be kidding me! This can't be real again."
It is.
It's real. This is literally someone who has sat down and been tasked to figure out how to deal with this and mitigate this issue. And the best thing they can come up with is to launch a 3 megaton nuke. I think it was 3 megatons. Either megatons or kilotons. I remember what they said.
Common sense. Yeah,
it's absolutely mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing is what it is. It's completely mind-blowing.
One would say earth-shattering.
One could say earth-shattering.
Earth-shattering kaboom.
This asteroid's not really that big of an asteroid they're talking about hitting, but anything that hits us is bad.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, back to the meat and potatoes of the show. We've had fun with Doomsday Dave and the Doomsday News.
Yeah. We'll get Marvin Martian on next time for the expose.
That's it. Marvin the Martian is actually who's secretly in charge of coming up with this plan.
That's who it is. Trust me. That's what's going to happen.
Man. So, okay, Ron.
Anyway,
back to Gerb and Lue.
Oh, geez.
To
Gerb and Lue. Okay, I mean, you're not wrong.
That's the bad thing.
Take us presentation and we'll get people caught up on exactly what's happening out there with all this mess. But for those who didn't know, apparently UAP Gerb and Lue are going at it like we showed in the clip. And someone asked a really good question on one of the forums. They're like, well, what is a what is a UAP Gerb? I thought that was like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
But no, that's that and Sam are just pseudonyms. No one really knows his real name. Did you know that?
Right. Yep. No one knows his real name. He's kept a very, very small digital footprint, and he's kept his actual name secret and location.
That's right. But he alleges that basically Lue is working with James Clapper, and James Clapper was a former United States Director of National Intelligence. He was from 2010 to 2017, but that's putting it mildly. What that means is he's an overseer, and he's an overseer of a lot. CIA, NSA, FBI. He knew it, is what he's trying to say. And he's also kind of alleging that, Lue is in cahoots with them, and they're trying to roll out their own version of disclosure to mitigate us talking about, the legacy programs and such. Here's the aliens, but we're not going to talk about the other stuff, kind of go that route. But anyway, I'll show you the clip. And there were some things said. He one of the things centers around the fact that Lue gave him kind of a warning. You remember that?
Yes, there was a warning.
Yeah. Well, some call it a threat, but I don't know about that. I don't really call it a threat as much as I call it a warning. But
look, listen, anything that anybody says across the internet, I don't perceive as a threat. It would be more of a warning or say a
it's not even a shot fired over your bow, really.
No, it's click clacks.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's part of the click clack war. All right. Well, anyway, here we go.
Up by a lot of, let's say, naysayers. I want to try and remain neutral in how I discuss things that were said.
Yeah, sure.
Some people tried to pick it apart and thought that there was some kind of threat in there because you were sort of saying that there was consequences to stuff like that.
But there are consequences. Yeah. Sure. I said it very clearly. So your reputation. What are you going to do when your story falls apart, right? As it is now. What are you going to do? What are you going to say to people, right? How are you going to handle that? It wasn't a threat. It was very simple. I'm worried for your credibility because you have gone out on national level television and said things that were not true, right? And made innuendos that were not accurate. And you have now in the last year, I guess, made a little name for yourself by trying to, be a disclosure advocate, but you're doing the exact opposite. What are you going to do? I worry for you about that because people listen to you. Now, people can hype up what they want. There was no threat. And that's just people. Again, I think what people are doing, they're picking it apart. Like, oh, well, did this. Listen to what I said. Right.
That the Pentagon are at ATIP, quite frankly. In fact, if you want inside information, going to talk to somebody and saying you have an inside source, as far as I'm concerned, that's called gossip. That's not information. And secondly, I think it's also important to say that as you continue to disparage and provide false information, remember there's real consequences. There are real consequences for your actions and what you are doing. And I would not want to be you right now, because when this all comes out that you're just BSing, I think there's going to be a price to pay.
I was very, very clear. I am the last person that will ever threaten anybody. It is what I do. I follow up with what I say I'm going to do. And in this particular case, I addressed the issue very publicly, and I said my piece.
And I can see where like there is a price to pay if what is said, and this goes for anybody, if what you say doesn't hold water at the end of the day, there's a price to pay for that, especially if you say it in a very public manner, and like he said on the equivalency of a national news program, that is one of those situations.
Well, he's not wrong. I mean, he's really not wrong. But I'll say it again. Somebody is lying. And that is a concerning issue, in my opinion. If either one of those guys are lying, doesn't matter which one, we've got a problem. So, I don't know. But anyway, that's what happened there with that mess. But it goes on because apparently Lue decides to keep. Well, if you watch the video, I'm going to put the link up for you guys, like in the description of the actual video. Once this is over, and you can go watch it. It's about an hour or something. But here's the funny part. He says, at one point, I'm just going to drop it and I'll talk about it. But 30 minutes later, he's still talking about it. Okay, and right out the bat, though, right out the gate, he had this planned. I'm telling you, this was not impromptu. I don't think. I think he knew what he was going to do, and so he issues the famous challenge that everyone's been quoting now. And here's what he said.
I love Ross, right? I do. He's a good dude. He's done a lot for disclosure, but I think this was a mistake he did. He did not vet the information properly, and it turned out to be inaccurate. But if Gerb or anybody else can prove that I colluded with Clapper to control this narrative, right, then I will apologize publicly to the American people, and I will leave ufology forever. Now, here's the other side of that. Here's the other side of that deal. You take this deal, and if you can't prove that, you have to leave ufology forever, and you have to leave journalism forever and never be a journalist again. That's how confident I am. That's right. And if your source, your information, where I know you're getting this information from, I will go toe to toe and I will take a polygraph examination along with that source, And I'll make the same deal. If I fail that polygraph exam for those types of questions, I will leave ufology forever and apologize. But if I pass and the other person fails, they have to leave this topic forever. How about that?
But do you get the shiny fiddle made of gold?
Oh, yes.
That's what I was wondering about this deal.
Well, here's the shiny fiddle made of gold, though, Ron. He's U.S. counter intel. He's actually trained on how to defeat those.
That's true.
You know, like that is part of the training. Like for POW stuff in his situation is how to defeat polygraph. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case, but like I could see where people would get it. And like, because I'm coming at this from more of I want to know. I don't care about Lue. I don't care about Gerb. I don't care about it. Like, I want to know what the government knows, right?
Right.
But the only thing I can say right now publicly is what the government knows. We've been given some of it. There's obviously more.
Yeah.
But it's also public knowledge that Lue did work for Clapper.
Yeah.
Like that's on the record.
Yeah.
The source could be claiming that, Lue worked for Clapper. Might not know in what capacity.
Right.
Well, the capacity, we don't know the conversations that were had. We know what the official work was because that's, again, all on paper.
Right.
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 So he worked for Clapper in his tenure, and you don't know what was said. You don't know the stuff that was unofficial, so to speak.
Right.
The only ones that were unofficial, would be him and Clapper.
Unofficial things have a tendency to circle back around sometimes. Unofficially.
Right.
And
They
what
do.
connection they still have to one another off the record.
Or someone, heard something and repeated something.
Oh,
and
yeah.
now,
about in the back room at one point, and it's still because it's notorious. Okay. For anybody, well, I'm sure everybody, if you've watched any of the news in the last 15 years, you all know that once you're working in government, you're pretty much there forever.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where you have a lot of hangovers. They're not politically aligned. They're just employees. They're there and they go through various administrations working at administrative levels within said administrations.
Right.
And they don't have allegiances to anybody. They're just, they have a job to do. And that was kind of where Lue was in that position. He wasn't in an elected position. He was in he was employed. He was appointed,
right,
to do a job under, I believe at the time it was SecDef for intelligence, right? I think that's.
I don't know. I'm not UAP Gerb.
Right. Well, yeah, but Clapper was really big. Booker and Byron and oh gosh, Enzo, you would know. SecDef Intel, right? Clapper was SecDef Intel. I believe that's when that would have been the time when Lue was actually employed by him. Lue was employed and working underneath him at that time. But we don't know what they did behind closed doors. We don't know what kind of conversations happened over dinner.
Right.
Stuff of that nature, but it's like just because, and I'm using this term like just because where we live, just because I work for the state government in West Virginia, right, doesn't mean that I had anything to do with the Ferris wheel that was put up here,
right? Or all the potholes in the bridge,
or all the potholes that are popping up in the bridge in Charleston.
Yeah, or that sweet, beautiful water in West Virginia,
right? But that's just our job. It's where we're at. So, like, we don't know necessarily. Like, we might be privy to certain conversations and things of that nature that occur from time to time, but we're not directly involved. We're not colluding with anything. We're just doing our job. We're doing our not. It's because for us, it's a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But it's one of these situations where Lue very well could have been in one of those positions where they just had a upper management meeting and you had dinner and you talk and UFOs probably would have came up because that's who was in charge of that stuff at that point.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just think that someone either A is lying or B someone trusted someone who gave them information that wasn't all there. It's one of those two things.
I'll give you my little opinion of it too. It's like, all right, whether Lue is lying or not, or someone else is lying or not. All right, Lue talked about getting out of it if they can prove that, whatever.
Yeah.
The thing is, regardless if he's lying, even if he's lying to a degree, I think it's still important that he remains in the game because he's part of that game. He's been in the game for a long time. There's a lot of knowledge that he has, even if he is lying. Because it's kind of, I don't know, I guess the best example I was like the yin and the yang. You have the positive and the negative. I think you have to keep them together kind of to keep the thing moving, So that's where I'm kind of getting at. So, yeah.
Thanks, Booker. Appreciate the call up on that one. Thank you. Clapper was the Undersecretary of Defense for Intel at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so Simsalabim, this is what I know for certain. If you're a part of an intelligence agency, you are a controlled asset.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I had a lot of contact with the alphabet agencies because of what I did in the Army.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's true. And again, I don't know where this little fight's going to go into. Really don't. But, there's definitely a lot to it. It's got one more clip from those guys because Lue did actually issue a follow-up to end that.
Kind of ugly. Yeah. It was kind of an ugly week.
Yeah.
Let's hope, though, it kind of goes back up a positive hill.
Well, it's one of those things where we don't need the mudslinging. That's the last thing we need. We all had this conversation. The whole tactic here is division.
Yeah.
And these seeds were planted for a reason. The sources, and I'm not sitting here. I'm not in Lue's corner.
Right.
Okay. Nope. I'm not in Gerb's corner, but anytime, I have to agree with Lue in the sense that if you are relying on words from sources, that is gossip. It's secondhand information.
Yep.
A lot of the time, if you're talking to a source, you're not normally talking to a firsthand source. You're talking to somebody who was in a room or somebody who works for somebody who heard, and you're getting information out that way. But it's one of these things where division is the tactic. This is 100%. Whoever is the source could be planting the seed.
Yeah, man. You don't know
to cause the division.
This is the problem. The
one thing that they don't want is a united front on any front. Okay.
Yeah.
Much less UFO, but any front. They don't want anybody united. God forbid the American people actually link arms and do something together. Instead, we got to sit and backbite and bicker over every little stupid thing.
It's true.
And it works. It works because they've pulled the strings and everybody's like, oh, there are no strings on me. Okay, well, look at the marionettes above you.
They
don't need strings. They got your phones. They got everything else. And
I think the big question is what everything has to go back to is regardless of what you think it is the why. Why is this big secret happening? Why are they keeping this, killing people for this? What's coming that's such a big deal that they had to take people out for? That's the ultimate question. Why? So, in my opinion, that's why we had to take it as a community. So,
well, who knows?
Teresa said maybe non-human intelligence can solve the problem of the interstate bridge.
Yeah,
we're hoping for Mothman to come help us on that. Right?
Or the train derailment like today.
Oh, geez.
All right.
Yeah.
So
thankfully, it was just coal.
Next, we have, like I said, the mild invite that he sort of put up, which is more of a PR play, but he says some things here that we need to listen to, guys, because they're truthful. Regardless if Lue said it or not, I don't care what you think about him. Doesn't matter. He did say some things here that are very truthful.
Being accountable for our own actions, I think, is imperative, and that's part of the problem we see in the UFO community. That people aren't holding themselves accountable. They'll hold other people accountable, But when it comes to themselves, oh no, wait a minute. Oh, not me. Of course, I don't want to see the mirror. No. That's a you issue, not a me issue, and that's a problem. And so if Gerb were to come here right now, I'd offer him a hot cup of coffee. We'd sit down and talk. And if he says, "Hey man, look, it sucks. I'm sorry. Next time I'll give you a call." Cool, all forgiven. Let's go. What do you want to know? Because I think we can work together, and there are some people that listen to him, and I think that's good. But get your facts straight, and don't have any hidden agendas, right? Don't be doing something because you're hoping someone's going to give you a job later, because you're doing something for clicks and likes and attention. Because then I've got no room for that.
Sure.
But if you are honestly trying to seek the truth and you want to help in disclosure, then come on board. We got plenty of room on board.
I mean, we do. It's the Great Space Coaster. But here's the thing, guys. This is the problem with it. I know, right? It's just like sometimes these things come to me and I don't know where they come from. But I got a feeling I'm channeling some extra terrestrial intelligence that is just fed up with everything at times. A very sarcastic, version of Bashir, perhaps. I don't know. But or perhaps it's just the fact that I'm fed up with everything at this point.
I think that's it, because that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah.
I just had the conversation with Kelly earlier. She was talking about how, I just don't fight stuff anymore. And I just told her, I was like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the constant fight and battle.
Well, there are certain things I'll fight. Here's what I'll fight for. I'll fight for the people who mistreat witnesses. I'll fight for the people who make fun of witnesses. I don't really care if you believe me or not. Could care less. Don't matter to me. But when you dismiss someone who has not told their story, who's brave enough to finally stand up and tell that story, and gets ridiculed, then we're gonna have a problem at that point.
Right, but those are all things where the fight's close to home.
That's what
I don't have it in me to go out and poster child for something.
Oh, Lord, no. I don't.
If it's close to home, that's another story. But it's just it takes too much energy. It takes too much energy to burn, and I don't got it. I need to focus on other things. We have more important stuff to worry about.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I do have to have one thing I have to point out. As talking about energy to burn. Anita Allen, I just saw, she just noted she's back, and she's just a little side note. She went to put a pizza in the oven, knowing Anita, it's probably homemade. And
most likely.
And she's teasing us by advertising, "Hey, I put a pizza in the oven. Thanks, Anita. Now I'm hungry." Just saying, I had to point her out. I love you, Anita.
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, I've seen that there's over 50 some people out there, and I don't see 50 some people in the actual conversation. Come on in and join it. This is how you become part of disclosure. Get in, put your 2 cents in, because everybody's matters. There are no rights and wrongs as far as it goes. As long as everyone has, respect and can have civil discourse, you're all welcome to speak in this ring. So come on in and let's do this thing. If it's your first time listening, congratulations. You found us. It's a little different than what you probably thought you were getting into, but tonight we're going over some of the recent news kind of things and what's going on, and Lou made a pretty valid point about holding yourself accountable if you mess up.
Oh yeah, it's a very valid point.
Yeah. So you know what, buying off of that and kind of playing off of that, now we're gonna have to do the same thing, because for the past this year we have been dismissing that rumor that there was going to be this speech that was prepared for the president.
You're right. We have 100%.
So here's us owning up to this, because now it apparently does seem like that whole story was taken out of context. Yes. Yeah. But there was truth to it, much like those lie sandwiches. That's how they work. You got the truth, you got the lies, and then there, this is where we are. But there was definitely some truth to this, and we got a little bit of that with this recent interview on with George Knapp there with Robert Bigelow, which was just absolutely fantastic. By the way, just to let you
It
know.
was a great interview.
One of the best ones I've ever seen with Bigelow. He was just himself. He was, didn't he seem more free to you?
Well, yeah, he's just sitting back, kicked back in a chair, and he's talking to George. But again, you got to remember, it's his buddy George.
It's his buddy George. But did you also notice it was the Bigelow podcast?
It was.
And that there's going to be more of these. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
He was almost forceful of, like, let me talk. You know, that's one thing I noticed.
Here's the thing with him, dude. When Bigelow talks, people listen.
Yeah.
Well, it's because Bigelow's seen a thing or two.
And he don't talk.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk. And
when
you know,
he does talk, it's usually only to George.
It's like, you know, he was on 60 Minutes that one time, and it was like he was so ahead of his time on that one, because everybody's like, this is just too weird. I don't want anything to do with this. But now that we know a little bit more about what's going on, this is the guy you want to talk to. And for him to have his reins loosened just a tiny bit and to talk about what he knows, it's just pure candy. I mean, I'll be 100% with you. Like,
yeah, you're right, Enzo. Did you notice that too, Ron?
What's that?
Bigelow's got some kind of Bacta tank that I think he sleeps in every night.
Oh, right.
Because Enzo says Bigelow doesn't seem to have aged since I saw him a few years ago. He hasn't aged since the last interview that I've seen him in, which the last major interview was from, I think, 4 or 5 years ago.
It was the 60-minute one, and it's been a minute. So yeah. Well, anyway, let's go to presentation mode. I've got a little video montage here to explain this to folks exactly, you know, in the chronology of how this thing went down, because, man, something happened, and that's where we're going to point it, and we're going to try to figure out what exactly happened and how. So here we go. I want you to notice the dates up here. That's literally every month. You see that, right?
Yep.
Early this year, the president issued a directive, said start releasing information on these files. You had a chance to speak directly with the president and urged him to go even further earlier this year. When did that happen?
So I was in the process for several months putting together a series of reports on 7 different topics, and UAPs, ET, and disclosure was one of the topics. And so when I was ready, I asked to see him. And so February the 6th, I was in the Oval Office with the president, and there was a staff secretary by the name of William Scharf, Scharf, who was also there with the president, myself.
I just want to say I want that coffee table.
Right, yeah.
That big slab with the turquoise chip inlay.
It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. But
costs more than our cars.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, yeah.
And what kills me is, like, I could make one of those, but with what top?
Well, yeah. So there's your source.
Yeah.
For where this all started. That's literally what that was.
And it's one of those things that we set and we shot. Hold up.
What up?
Jeremiah 81, thanks for jumping in here. The Bigelow podcast was taken down today and the channel's gone.
What? It's happening a lot lately.
What?
Huh.
That's interesting. What about KLAS? Is that still there?
KLAS is still up. I was watching it earlier today.
Okay. That's interesting.
Huh.
Well, we'll have to pay attention to that, and we'll have to see what happens here too. But yeah, because we've got a few clips from there, so we'll see how this goes down.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you watch that interview, though, he drops a few pieces of information that's little. maybe more than what he should have said.
Hey,
Well-
I'll take him. I loved it. It was a great little
Me
I
too.
thought it was
interview and
one of the
talk.
best interviews. Again, I'll say it. It's probably one of the best interviews that I've ever seen with a dude. So, but yeah, this whole thing did start, guys, literally in January, and you heard him kind of stutter there at the beginning of January. He was to make these files, and he made a massive. He says in the interview that it would have taken him 2 days to properly brief the president.
Yeah, he said we could have talked for 2-3 days.
Yeah. So there's a lot. And he also says, they made sure that, at the end that the president did say, leave those on my desk, because they were coming to clean them off. And he's like, no, leave those on my desk. So he did probably read those files. And we know what happened just a few short weeks after that at this point. Did that have anything to do with it? I don't know. But I can tell you that's a little more uncoincidental.
Well, we, like you had mentioned, we had come out with severe doubts about this because we know for a fact that speeches get written and thrown away all the time.
Sure.
There's so many contingencies. So yeah, of course the speech was written, the speech exists, blah, 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 blah. But what would Bigelow have to do? Surely not. And we shot all that stuff down because it just seemed so unrealistic.
Well, we also question, how would anyone know this?
Right.
I still want to question, how did anyone know this? Because I don't think Bob Bigelow spilled the beans. I mean,
I don't know, man. Bob is a very cross person. If he felt that his message wasn't being heard, you just saw what he did.
That's true. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know, but either way, it's more than a coincidence.
Bob has what I like to call FU money.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't care.
And he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care. But he does care. But he does care about certain things.
He does care about, and this is one of those things.
Yeah. So
he thinks that the public deserves to know.
I think he really does. I mean, he's really, adamant about that whole, disclosure is not just a word for him. Like, he really does think that, we have a right to know some of it, at least. But it kind of seems like there's other things. Go ahead.
We're going to pause. This is important.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Says, I had an incredible experience last night. I was bringing a pup out just before going to sleep, and an orb came over the roof of the house about 30 feet up. And then as I freaked out, and 30 seconds later, one came up over the roof and descended on me and came over me about 20 feet above me.
Wow.
That's
significant. What was the color?
Is wild. Both orbs disappeared about 20 to 30 feet above the woodline.
There it is again. But what were the colors of these eyes?
It was amazing. I put the camera and I didn't leave at our camp for the rest of the night. It caught nothing.
Wow.
Big beige white.
Beige white. So
it's
an
kind
off
of a
white.
common color.
That is a weird. It's like soft white. That's like what color this light is beige.
Yeah, it's
white.
like a soft white. That's kind of wild. Huh. That's an interesting color right there. Any problems after that? Any issues? Like no strange dreams, anything like that? Everything been kind of normal as far as normal goes for us. I mean,
right.
There is no normal. We gave up on normal some time ago, just to let you all know. 56 of you out there, be sure to do that whole share thing. It helps. We're a very small group of people with a really big message, and we fight against, other platforms with tens of thousands of subscribers. We're not trying to, brainwash people or, we're
not trying to sell you something.
I'm not trying to sell you anything, but we are definitely pushing as much as we can as far as it goes with the whole disclosure thing, and have been trying to dissect it, bring it out, and show you what a little bit more behind the scenes of some of this stuff, because you can't just trust every single thing that's out there. And I don't expect you to trust us either. I expect you to do your own work. take the data, put it on the table, look at it, see what makes sense.
Well,
Anyway.
that's an incredible sighting.
Massive
Keep your eyes peeled and let us know if anything unusual takes place.
Yeah.
We're interested in that.
Yeah, definitely within the next 72 hours.
Yeah.
Or 72 hours after the initial sighting, I should say.
And so back to Bigelow.
Anyway, back to Bigelow. Let's go to presentation mode. This would be this would be number 6. It automatically started playing when you did that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it does that.
No, I
if
didn't
it's
know
already queued.
No, I didn't know it did that. All right, so 6. Let's see. Nope. 6B. That's it. So this was the briefing and some of the stuff that they kind of went over. So we're going to play that.
Important topic.
Back to the beginning of this meeting. So you go in, you've got 7 papers, issues that you want to discuss with him, UAP, ET, disclosure being one of them. You walk into the office, you don't know how much time you're going to have. And for purposes of our conversation, you can't tell me and our listeners, you can't say what the president said, right?
No, I can't.
So you can only tell me what you told him. But you go into it with an idea of not just things in the sky floating around, some mystery. We've got the goods. Somewhere there are crashes. Do you tell them that there are bodies, that there are crash retrieval vehicles of unknown origin? Or how specific do you get on that?
I basically focused on him and how to prepare himself if he's not already prepared. And it's not normal for a businessman to be a researcher in these kinds of topics, survival of consciousness beyond permanent bodily death or UFOs and ETs. That's not normal. And so I was advising him to try to be as quick a study as he can, because he's going to be getting advice from a lot of different folks. And so he needs to do all that he can to find responsible material to read from really good authors and reliable books that you can trust.
So basically, some ideas on where to go and look for some of this material that's out there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's go to the next one. But he also warned him of something else.
And we got into the topic about the UAP topic and disclosure. I remember talking at some time about the gatekeepers. So this disclosure is a process, and I was emphasizing that the disclosure process, starting with confirmation, is a big deal. That really is important for somebody like the President of the United States to say, yeah, they're real, they're here.
Okay, so what's interesting, if you watch the video, he talks about that. That's the real purpose of all of this, is called, confirmation. We call it validation. It's the same thing. We're literally we're saying the same thing. The only difference is this guy has the president's ear, and we barely have your ear. But the point is, we're on the same track. Again, it is about validation. It is about, this confirmation. That's how disclosure works. And I think that's one of our purposes. We'll get into that later on in the speculation part. But we'll let Bob talk, because I just thought it was very interesting that he said those exact words.
And eliminate all the other nonsense, all the noise that's been going on for 80 years. So I wanted him to focus on gatekeepers. And I emphasize these people because they're the ones that are in government locations and private corporation locations that have spent their substantial lives or careers working in very secluded environments, and they have custody of
the goods.
They have
I want you to study. This is a perfect study in calculation in communication. He stopped himself. He had to reevaluate. He's so calculated even with what he's saying that when George tries to get him to say or just nod and say yes, he doesn't. This is someone who is a very tactical communicator, and he's a skilled communicator. He knew how to work the politician, like was mentioned earlier, especially by going in for the ego and making it about him. Then this particular spot where they're in possession of, George says, the goods, and he goes, well, and then goes elsewhere. Like that's very difficult to do for most people.
Yeah. Most people would have just been like,
yeah, they would have taken the suggestion and gone with it. Like, oh yeah.
They have obtained information about ET themselves, about hardware. Other countries are working on this exact same thing.
Yeah.
Jordan Booker and Byron are both saying that everything here is calculated.
Oh, 100%. You don't talk about this stuff unless there's literally a script. He's got it on his lap. I mean,
yeah,
there's literally a script of what I can and cannot talk about. Lawyers are standing by. People are ready to take legal action. They may throw you in prison. The man has top secret clearance. What's he going to say? Do you know how nervous some people are that this is happening?
Oh, yeah.
They're terrified.
Oh, yeah.
Terrified. And that's a good thing.
People prepare possible questions ahead of time. That they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sometimes the people here do that too. It's rare, but they do sometimes. It's nice when they do, actually.
And we got into
Oh, sorry. That's 6, 7. That's 7. Remember, I always get the numbers, like for whatever reason, when I remove one, I get confused and I forget which one I'm loading. So let's go to number 8. This is some of the examples that they talked about that were in there as well.
You tell us what would be in the briefing document that you left behind. Was it cases? Here's a wave of UFOs. Here's a case. Here was a crash. Anything like that?
I related conversations I have had with General de Brouwer, who was the chief of the Air Force for Belgium, and there was a very interesting.
You know this case. You should know this case, and there's a reason he put that case in there. This is the Belgium UFO wave. This was in the 80s. This is one of the first cases that involved, and I remember it very well because this was one of the first cases that I heard of that involved what I now know as high strangeness. As we had a massive triangular ship, we had these balls of light that were coming down and just going through the town, scouting the town. Amazing story, incredible story. Credit goes to Unsolved Mysteries for that, I believe, and sightings. But
I was going to say sightings had it on there too.
Yep. But that's what he's talking about. And it's a very important case. There's a reason he put that in there. There's a reason that's in there. There's a reason we're talking about triangular craft all of a sudden. We got him talking about it. We got Dylan Borland talking about it. We got people talking about it. We got people seeing them. There's a reason. And we're going to leave it right there for right now. Okay.
Interesting flap that it was about 18 months long with triangular craft. And he was in command of all the Air Force. And he really chased the heck out of these. And he told me, he said, Bob, I'm just burning fuel. And it makes no sense. He said, we're going to stop because we're not getting anywhere. All we're doing is getting closer, photographs and things, but we're not getting anywhere. We're not getting any information that is really valuable for us to understand anything, And I gave him other examples of where large amounts of witnesses were involved, and so that he could read about these particular incidences. And of course, the one with 5 Symington is in '97 was so interesting because there you had a governor who was an actual witness, and he made a joke of it and brought a guy in an alien suit on stage because he was scared to death.
It's the Phoenix Lights case.
The Phoenix Lights, which weren't just lights. It was actually friggin' craft, and it came from northern Arizona. I think it started actually in southern Nevada is where the craft began. And in the Henderson area, I think, somewhere in there. And so you see this huge triangular craft, gigantic craft going slow.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're thinking.
We just got confirmation from a guy who worked for the DOD and NASA and all these other places who had a contract at the time of the Phoenix Lights, and he just told us for the first time, a guy who was high up enough to actually have authority to know what he's talking about.
It was a friggin' craft.
Official level. His thing is what, Ron?
It was a friggin' craft.
And
so does that mean that it wasn't really a hoax portrayed by what's his name out there? Everyone keeps saying, who also did the Mike Rogers, right? The late, who took credit for that and a few other things that are just literally impossible. Was he had an actual UFO? Rex Skinner.
Thanks, Skinner.
Thank you. So he did. He said that it was an actual craft, and that man right there is not just somebody who's making up stuff. In my opinion, he's seen some stuff. Yeah. He knows some stuff. He has definitely seen and knows something that we don't know. So when he says it's a giant friggin' craft, then someone's going to have to probably do a little bit of analysis on his body language, because he was very excited when he said that.
And very frank,
extremely, almost defensive.
Yeah. He was offended that anybody has said otherwise. And he's like, I know what it was. It was a freaking craft.
Yeah. He knows.
Okay. Here we go.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Slowly, and he was scared to death, but finally fast forward 10 years later, and he confesses that he was an eyewitness, but he didn't know what to do. So he was there at a point in time when the dynamic of disclosure could have been forced, and actually a confirmation could have been from a governor of the state like that. He was a credible guy.
He's a credible guy.
Hey, Ron, look down.
Just sent you a video of something in the sky traveling fast. Okay. Well, we'll have to pull that up and take a look at it.
Oz, thank you.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Multiple blessings.
And just for everybody, again, a reminder to everybody who does make donations here and who does give of their own money. We put all this right back into you guys in various ways. We all have full-time jobs still. This isn't how we make our money. But we host events. We pull you all together as frequently as we can manage. And it's free. And we have giveaways, and we give away books here on the show live, and we do things to give back to you guys. That is one of the biggest things, because for us, the most important thing that we could do is to create more people who are looking up and help foster that curiosity and help give people a means to get their hands on something. To actually use either a book to learn or a piece of equipment to record. So thank you. We appreciate each and every one of you guys that chip in, and it definitely does not go unnoticed. And your names go into the production roles for all the episodes too, for Strange Realities and anything else that we release. Ada Cox, Wild and Weird WV Library. Anita has a new book. That's right. Anita does have a new book.
I can't find the where did you send it? I can't
Ayla,
find
where'd
it.
you send that to?
You sent it in the mail, or is it somewhere else?
Oz says, guys, being here and participating is so important. We collectively make experiencers feel sane and know they are with friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the whole mission is. That's really what it's all about. It is literally to get people comfortable with telling those stories. And, as much as they want to tell, you don't have to tell it all, but just enough to say, me too. And when you hear someone else saying, the exact same thing, man, there's nothing like it. I'll just tell you that right now. Like
this
Bob
is the
said,
message.
it's like Bob said, confirmation.
Right,
you are
I
disclosure.
am disclosure.
Yep. I am disclosure. So please use that too. Hashtag I am disclosure. We're trying to get the algorithms to recognize that as an official thing.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, let me know where we sent that so I can pull that up. So for the folks who don't know, the show does get, side railed every now and again. When we get somebody who's wants to share something, they get center stage. We bump the, the story unless,
that we do.
Unless the aliens are actually live landing somewhere. We'll probably, we might have to pause you on that one, but that hasn't happened yet. So not yet, but we have a feeling it may at some point. Just going to FYI that for you.
So Dave, with that clip, what was your takeaway with just that clip?
Yeah.
I think Bigelow's, he's giving us more disclosure than what he's really probably supposed to be giving us to a degree. I mean, obviously he's allowed to say it, and it even holds more weight if that Bigelow podcast was taken down today, which I was actually, of course, I believe the person that said it, but of course, I have to look for myself too, as we always do.
What have we found though, other than it just been taken down? Do we know why it was taken down? Do we know anything about that at this point yet?
I've been doing some searches and I cannot find anything. Like while we're here on the show,
okay.
But that. Well, I'm just gonna say the clip's one thing, but the entire interview. For those who haven't watched it, you really should go out and watch it because it blew me away because he was getting away from information that I cannot believe he's saying this. And then of course I'm sure we'll get to it, but he brings up Skinwalker and he said some things about Skinwalker and. Well, I'll just, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure we'll get, the wormholes, spiritual, the actual alien. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information there that he's very factual about.
Speaking of which, I think you may have fell into a wormhole. There's a gravitational disturbance because you're completely out of focus, and I don't know what's happened there. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. It's hard to tell, quite honestly. Hey, Joe, I haven't got a chance to do anything with it yet. And we're not going to, spoil a whole lot for everybody. But you did mention the fact that we do go out and do our own research.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on real quick for the people who don't know who we are. We're not just podcasters. We're not just people who get on here and read the news or talk about, what's going on. That's just a little service that we do. We're actual investigators, not just simple researchers, but investigators, field investigators. We go out, we do things, we investigate, we take equipment out in the field, the equipment that, you guys literally help us get with those donations, by the way. And then we document it all. And we put it on here where you guys can go watch it. And you saw Strange Realities. You've seen us do the series for Small Town Monsters, Paranormal Horizons. But our whole point is documentation of these strange things that are happening everywhere around us. So that being said, we got to go out and do a little bit this past weekend.
That we did. We went out and we went to our farm.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've been there in a very, very long time. All together anyway.
Yeah.
Me, Kelly, and the kids, we go up there pretty frequently. But
but you know what happened the last time we were there.
Yes, we had a very strange experience.
We did.
Kurt, thank you. I think Lue is one of the gatekeepers Bigelow is talking about. It's very possible, Kurt.
We're gonna see how this plays out, Kurt. It's getting exciting. I'll tell you that.
It really is. And thank you for pitching in because, like we said, we are actual researchers. We're not just faces on your screen.
Multiple blessings to you.
All day. We are field investigators, and this is our way to kind of channel that information.
Yeah.
We just happen to be okay in front of a camera at the same time.
But we do go out and do. Oh, sorry, that's me. I don't want to do that. That's terrifying. How do we make that not do? Anyway, where's the presentation? Media presentation. There it is. But we do go out and do things, and sometimes we actually get recognized for it. And that did happen this past week. Just to let you guys know, who didn't know, we were actually in the I believe that's the Tribune, right?
Yes,
yeah, I think. Yeah. So
it's the same newspaper that ran the stories about the Mothman.
Isn't that crazy?
Right?
Yeah.
60
crazy.
years later.
60 years later, here's us out there gonna be at the the festival, gonna be talking about the the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
we were tasked with talking about disclosure and what happens next.
Yeah. And
so
it's gonna be something.
Yeah.
I mean, Bigelow had at least an hour and something with the president. He had to squeeze 2 days worth in those 70, hours,
70 some minutes.
Yeah. So we've got to squeeze 80 years and then some into 45. But we can do it. We can do this.
Podcast does have an official X page with an update about being
nice.
taken.
Okay, can we get a copy? Can we get a shot of that? Anyone? Any one of you guys?
Screen.
You're back in. You're back in focus.
Jeremiah, can you drop the @ down in the comments and one of us will grab it?
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna be there. We're gonna be talking about a lot more than just the Mothman. Let's just put it that way. So, of course, we'll mention that because we are in, Point Pleasant, but we will definitely be going over what's actually happening out there as far as the disclosure movement goes with everyone, what has happened, where we're at, and where we might be going.
All right. So do you want me to do a screen share and show you the video that Ada sent?
Oh, do you have it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Black Lung. Thank you. Everyone else is giving, so I will too. Look at you giving into the peer pressure.
Do we have wait, is Black Lung on the roster?
No, Black Lung needs to be added.
Yeah, we need to add everybody.
Yep.
Everyone who's new.
Yep. All right. So I'm gonna do a screen share real quick with you.
Yeah, I want to see this.
Doodly doo 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 doo. Moved the button again.
Down here, it's on present or invite. Hit that little plus, and then it's going to be.
Yeah, they took a. See, I had that screen share thing was there, but it was up by the pencil. All right, so here we go. This is the run.
Okay.
Can you guys see that okay?
Yeah, I can see it. Oh, take that back. Scrub back.
Yeah,
Scrub back.
I see that.
What do you make of that? It's moving sideways and up.
It's moving sideways and up. Now I'm not. This is just the master naturalist talking.
You think it's a bug? You think it's a firefly?
I think it's a firefly.
Okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
Because that is when they have there is a J motion to the species, a species that does that. They have a hook that they make.
Where is this at? Where was this sent to?
This
like
was
the actual
I'd say
video.
it's in the Richwood area.
No, I mean the video. Where did you get it? Is what I'm asking.
Facebook.
It's on Facebook. Okay. Can you send that to the mail? I'll pull that up and we'll see if we can get a little closer in on that and see if we can. If that's a bug, we're going to be able to tell. There's a certain collar with those, so we'll be able to see
it's
that.
a very and that collar is part of why.
Yeah. But we'll be able to tell a little bit better about that. So yeah, send it over to the Gmail.
It's coming to your personal Gmail right now.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
There you go.
All right. See, we got sidetracked. This is how this works around here, though. We're going to check this out. So, Joe, go back into not presentation. Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, go into presentation mode. I'm going to play this clip. You guys talk about that. I'm going to go over and mess with this video and try to get some bigger blowed up image of it. Okay.
Okay.
What we got? We're on 8, so let's go to 9. Remove that one. Let's go to video 9. And this is where he talks about the need to know basis. And we've heard people talking about that before. So,
all right, you're conveying to him this is real. You need to pay attention to it. You should probably make an announcement at some point, but don't go too far. And you're conveying to him it's serious and that there have been people who've been keeping this secret for a long time, including probably from him. I mean, he's made statements here and there, offhanded remarks about UFOs, etc.
He's not entitled to know. On unacknowledged SAPs or even acknowledged SAPs, basically, presidents of the United States, and this is kind of rough because this field has more trust in 30-year admirals and generals. I mean, that's just, everybody kind of knows that's been around. Politicians come and they go. And so 30-year admirals and generals are much more, in the eyes of folks, people who will stay the course, because they're not running for an election. They're not going to be here just for 4 years or 8 years, or if they're a senator for a term of 6 or 12 or 18 or whatever. And they're not, their life is not to please the public. It's not, their life isn't compromised by being a politician. So admirals and generals
and intelligence agencies,
and intelligence officers, of course, but they're not trying to please the public all the time. They're not trying to find compromises between two very diverse, large groups of folks and trying to make as many people happy as they can.
So, like I was mentioning earlier, you know, similar to the position Dave and I are in, we're employees, we're hang-arounds, we're people who've been there. And there are certain positions, especially within upper echelons of government, where those are going to be your most trusted folks because they're not running for office. They don't have anything on the line. That's their job. This is what they do day in, day out, right? Yep. And so they become the guys that are the go-to to have in charge of these big secret programs because they're lifers, you know? So... Dave, what do you think
about the whole lifer thing? I mean, these people that are involved with this, they're lifers until they're not, until they
right
until they disclose maybe something they shouldn't, then they become no lifers. But anyway, I'm being silly, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say about it. I mean, it is what it is right there. I mean, it's just, you know.
Yeah. This
kind of a loss for words on that one.
The way that this is all moving, it just seems like, you know, he's making an obvious statement that everybody knows. He said that, well, you know, if you've been around long enough, you know that these are the guys you go to. They're the ones who've been there the longest. They're going to be there longer than anyone else. And just kind of, it just makes sense that they're the ones, right? So, oh no, so we get these big admirals and generals. They're the ones who have the most stories because they've been there the longest.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's 100% right, and I've got a screen share for you guys. If we can get it to work. So,
yeah, Joe, we got like what Joe's saying there. It's like, you know, I mean, I have family that is actually at Wright-Patterson, for example, and they know a lot of stuff. And I have a relative I'm pretty sure was on the inside of some of this stuff. I don't know how high up he was, but I know, you know, if I would ask him about it, he the subject got changed very quickly. He knew he knew a lot of things that went on at Wright-Patterson.
Right.
And we're talking about over the past 40, 50 years. So.
All right, folks, can you see that?
You're making the screen smaller, but yeah.
A little bit
smaller.
Yeah, we got it.
All right. We're going to zoom in on that one section. It's right in there. And it's queued up when it play. Actually, back it up. It's right there. Yep. Step frame.
There we go. There we go.
There it is. Lights on. Right there.
Yeah, that's there's closer out.
And there's the fade. See that?
Yep.
Yep. That looks like a lightning bug.
And this is one because I used to teach a lightning bug course.
You did actually. Yeah.
Yep. If you want to grab and pull that over.
I'm gonna get it bigger for you so you can just see the color of the.
Yeah. The collar is dead on. Like me and the boys were just.
It's the collar. Yeah, it's 100%.
And this species is out.
There it is.
It's the Photinus paralis. That little. It has the J hook, and then 6 seconds later, pop another J hook. Typically, sometimes they just do one, but if they're in the middle of peak mating, that's just what you see. And the collar is right.
The collar is right.
But this is just something I pulled. This was something from the I think it was something I pulled out of Audubon or out of Cornell in their database. But
now, does it flash anymore, or is it just the one flash? One. And I don't see it after that. Yeah, I don't see it after that.
Yeah, you don't see it after that. You just see the one go.
Okay, so the collar's right for lightning bug on this one,
and that the J
shape, movement, the little movement there. You know, that would be where I would say I would be comfortable saying that that's what that is at this point.
And it was really the collar. The collar was what really snagged it.
Yeah, the collar is pretty unmistakable. That's that brilliant luminance green color.
There's videos like that get released. I mean, there's people that release videos like out on YouTube all the time, and it is hard to tell the distance. I mean, you can look at it and be like, okay, it looks like it's way up in the sky, but like Ron did, zooming in on it, kind of look at getting the collar and everything, you can kind of tell it's right there, closer to the power lines.
Yeah, it's forced perspective, and like it. Gosh. It happens to us too a lot.
Oh, it happens, man. No one. I mean,
we only show you guys the good stuff.
Yeah.
You don't see the oh my god, and then like we look at it, zoom it in, like oh never mind, that's a bug.
That's a bug. Yeah. Actually, you know what? You might get to see some of that soon. I'm just going to say there might be some of that, because sometimes you got to show that too. You got to be accountable, right, Lou?
That's right.
That's right. See,
one thing I could add to that video he did, because I was out doing some photography a few weeks ago, and there's it's a huge farm out in it's in Pocahontas County, West Virginia, not far from Wautoga. And anyways, doing the nighttime shots, trying to get the sky because there were a lot of stars. That was really pretty. But the lightning bugs are, of course, over the cow pasture. Tons of lightning bugs.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't seeing it with the naked eye as much, right? Because Joe, you know exactly what I'm saying here.
Yep.
And I'm doing 10 to 30 second exposures roughly. And so you look at my photo, and like sometimes on a mirrored camera, and Ron will know this one as well, if you get specks on it, sometimes you will see white specks show up in your photography. And it could be a dirty lens or whatever. But anyway, in this case, I kept getting these specks. And I'm like, what is wrong with my camera? I thought something was wrong with it. And I had realized, oh crap, it's the lightning bugs. They were reflecting because of the mirror. So
makes sense, yeah.
Which it looked really cool actually. In the end, once I edited it, I was like, this is kind of neat looking. So
you definitely gotta, you gotta pay attention to all those things, because sometimes what, they're not lightning bugs, and you gotta be able to weed those out as well. So you look for those certain little characteristics and key parts, and data's data. Some people are getting, they're like, oh no, you debunked it. No, I didn't debunk it. I got data. We got data. We now know what we're looking for. Now you know what you're looking for. Now you know when you see something like that posted, it's like, oh, that's probably a lightning bug, and that happens. We see that a lot with satellites as well. It's like, oh, is it doing anything weird? Is it responding to anything, or is it changing course, or is it changing, brightness, or it's probably not a satellite if it's doing some of that stuff. So, all right, let's go to number 10.
Hold on. I got one from Jen too. I'm getting ready to drop over to you, Ron.
We got another one.
Yeah. And you kind of get look at Enzo's comment as well. Enzo has a good comment. Your next telescope.
That comment while I'm sitting this.
Yeah, this is a pretty good one. It's funny. It's a good one, Enzo. I like it.
Oh yeah, your next telescope will have a flamethrower attachment, probably.
That's a good idea. I like it.
There you go, Ron. You got another one.
Got another one? Yeah, folks. So if you have anything you want us to take a look at, by all means, send it. This is happening right now live, and that's we do this stuff.
Dave said those guys scare the crap out of you when you're watching a meteor shower with progressive lenses and it flies past your peripheral vision.
Let's see.
Because it would be slightly collared here, and then right outside the peripheral, you see a sudden flash. Yeah, I'm sure that was mild.
Right. I'm going to set up number 10 for you guys, and I'm going to go and do this again. I will be right back.
You could do it, Ron. You could do it.
Now, this is some of the stuff that he didn't put in the briefing document and why. So you guys discuss this while I'm gone, because it's a good one.
Sure.
We've had many incidences like that where they, in the early 50s, flying over the White House and the Capitol building. We've had so many of those. So in my report, I included a lot of very dramatic, beyond a reasonable doubt kind of witnesses of exhibitions.
Did you share with him anything about your knowledge of a classified program?
No.
You got a top secret security clearance, right?
Yeah.
It was for the OSAP program for BASS.
Right.
Operated under the DIA.
Yeah.
You learned a lot during that program. It's the largest accumulation of UFO info of any government-funded UFO program ever.
Yeah.
You didn't tell him about it.
It wasn't credible enough, I felt, for him. It's just something pertaining to me. And whereas these other examples are historic, and they're in a lot of literature. They're very famous. The witnesses, the amount of witnesses were huge. We operated under a private situation with the Skinwalker Ranch, and he wouldn't relate to, well, we all had hitchhikers. We all took things home with us. We all saw a lot of stuff. Whether it was at the ranch or where we lived, and it didn't make any difference where in the United States we lived. We saw a lot of things, but that wouldn't be relevant for him to be able to relate to that, right?
Well,
so why talk about it?
I mean, I understand the reason why he didn't go into some of that stuff, because it just doesn't really. It doesn't pertain to what they're trying to disclose. Like, there's some of the more out there stuff as far as nuts and bolts would go, right?
Yeah, it's out there when you start talking about that. I mean, you're trying to get someone to take UFOs seriously, and now you're going to throw in things like hitchhiker effect and, apparitions and
yeah. You start bringing in the paranormal, and all of a sudden it's now an episode of X-Files. And
it's a slippery slope.
That one hit home with me, though, because hitchhiker effect. I have very, very much had that happen. Ron, you'll remember back in the days when I went over to. I'm not going to go into detail; it's too much of a long story.
I think we all have had that happen at this point, and
mine was terrifying. I remember it being terrifying.
It just becomes normal at some point. Honestly, when you're doing this stuff, almost everybody who has, I think, investigated, the paranormal, UFOs, any of that, they've probably had, this happen to them. They may not even know it.
It's like
Yeah,
if you
I mean,
meddle it,
and like try explaining that to somebody who says they don't think that it's real on a regular basis. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. But then, like, you're trying to, you've got to prepare your best case.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be able to present the most believable stuff, and he already thinks that some of it's silly. Well, a side effect of this could be that, you know, weird stuff starts happening around your house. You start seeing apparitions, you start hearing voices, things start moving and falling, or you might have a werewolf show up with a cigar.
I mean,
never know.
And then you've got the giggles that start, and the tinfoil hatters start, and and no one wants to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, and that, because that's what that literally, you're exactly right. That literally would have happened in the room, because there were people in the room.
100%.
There were advisors in the room with him, and that the little
eyes rolling, you know, things like that. Yeah, dude, you don't want to go there. He's right, and you know you can't verify it because you can't talk about it.
But yeah, if you meddle in the stuff
last time I picked up a hitchhiker, I married her, so hitchhikers scare me.
Nice. It's like, you know, if you meddle in stuff long enough, you're going to have it. And they become whatever they are. They become stuff. They're aware. They become aware wherever you're aware, and then things start happening. That's
all right. So, yeah, we need to look at this one, guys. All right, I need everybody's eyes on deck on this one, because this is an interesting clip. That's what I'm going to say about it. This was sent in. Do we know who this was sent in by?
Jen. Yeah, Jen sent it in.
Jen sent this in. All right. Yeah. So one of our frequent viewers and collective members out there sent this in. Absolutely. So let's show this thing, because I don't know. I really don't know what this is. I'll be 100% with you. So we're going to do some stuff to it, see if we can bring it out. All right. So that's empty sky. You should be able to see an empty sky there.
I'm assuming this is dusk.
Don't know, what time was this? Do we have any info?
Yeah, Jen. What around about what time of day?
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get us a little bit of contrast so we can see this a little better. I can see it, but I don't know if you guys can.
The sky looks kind of
dusty. I can see it, but it's just because I've watched the video, so I know where to look.
Right, exactly.
We'll blow it up.
Let me get us a little bit of contrast on it, and we'll see if we can get into it here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it really good right now. Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's going to be like in the right
there.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's right there. So let me contrast it up for us. There we go. Get a little bit of that going on, a little bit of that going on, and yeah, that's about right. We can see it there. Yep. And then it'll zoom in as well. So I'm just going to play it, and then we're going to step backwards. So we're going to play it here. You'll see a zoom takes place right here, and we can see it. There's a pause right there. Yeah. And that's all we got of a good, but
that is 8:43 p.m.
8:43 p.m. Okay. We're going to go in a little more on that.
Kind of has a tubular appearance to it.
Yeah, maybe that's got
a shadow.
That's interesting.
Well, I'm going to step through just in case we're looking at, and we're not looking at motion blur. Okay, that's what I wanted to see.
And I don't see any blinking lights either.
There is 0 blinking lights on that thing. Let me back it up. Okay, I'm going to back this up.
Depending on the height of it.
You did a really good job keeping this thing in frame too. Yeah. I just want to tell you. That's
focus is not bad. Focus is not bad either.
It almost looks like there's an appendage, right? Do you see this?
Yeah, I do see that.
Yeah, it always shows up briefly, and that could be glare from the camera or something.
Could be.
Now, it's possible that could be a very low Earth orbit satellite as well. That's a possibility. It's just hard to tell from the video how high this actually is.
Kind of don't think it is, but
no,
I don't think that's a low Earth satellite.
That looks like it could just be the light artifact the way it is, but it looks like
it's not. I don't think it's moving fast enough to be a satellite.
No, it's not moving very fast at all. But it definitely has a flat. I like a lenticular or tube look to it. Look at that. There's a stable shot right there. You can see it. She holds
Dave, you ain't right. Dave Eggleston says, I checked with Jamie Masson. He said it's a self-propelled alien mummy.
That's what it is. Totally. So anyway, there's that.
Kind of resembles a Tic Tac almost.
Well, I mean, it does. So
yeah, that's kind of where I was thinking too. It's got that oblong kind of shape. Jen says it was slow and just kind of cruising.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other way I would question it would be what were the frames per second. If the frames per second were a certain amount of timing, then it might look like it's elongated, but it looks like that's legit. It stays elongated to the whole frame.
Yeah, it does. So. That's that's a pretty cool one in my opinion. I mean, I think
I can't identify what this is. I don't have a guess. Sometimes at the right angle with the right amount of light, it could blur out wings.
Right.
But like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's pretty it's pretty good. I mean, you got something. And
see you later, Donna.
There you go. I don't know what you got, but you got something.
Can you do I don't know if this software will do it, Ron. Can you do like a almost like a flare, like almost a white hot, but obviously it's obvious it's not doing it, but kind of a flip.
Invert it, like make it negative.
Yeah.
You want to invert it?
Yeah, invert it.
Let's see. There's a way.
Black Lung has a very valid and most solid point that I've heard all night. We can't identify it. It must be a demon.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Well, Ron mentioned the one little horn coming off the side of it. So,
that's totally what it is. Yeah, it's totally what it is. Oh, that's weird. It didn't invert it. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to play with it offline and
actually set in the editor and
actually go in here, do some stuff that's gonna crunch some numbers and keep us from getting knocked off the air, But
it's moving a little fast, and it's moving a little bit fast for a weather balloon too. So that's the other thing,
Yeah, and the weather balloon, it's got a decent shape to it. Like you can kind of identify it.
Man, that is a really good shot. I mean, fantastic shot. And by the way, we were zoomed in at I think it's something like 1,000 times. So here's 100%. That's 100%.
Hold on. I got to go back to presentation.
Oh, it's all right. I'm just showing the 100%.
Okay.
Versus, there's actually a bird that flies through, so we know it's not a bird.
Yeah, you see a bird fly through.
Did you see it? Yeah, the bird. So yeah, it's a really good shot. I mean, that's impressive. I'm very impressed with that. So
she said this would be the second large Tic Tac thing that she's seen there.
I mean, it's large, and it.
Yeah.
Description is the description.
What region? I mean, I don't want you to give up where your precise home is, but what region are you in, like as far as the area?
Valid questions coming through. Was it going with or against the wind?
Against the wind.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Anytime I hear that, that's straight to where my mind goes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Cause the Columbus area,
right pad adjacent.
Yeah,
exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. You know what I was going to say.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I didn't know if she was going to say where she was. Like I know where she's at because I've shipped.
That could be anything.
It's
literally
right pad adjacent.
Let's just say that could be anything.
Yeah,
because that could be anything at this point. All right, let's go back to presentation. Hammer these down really quick because we got to get through these. That's not right. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I put us down in the lower frames.
That was kind of cool, actually.
Earlier.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because we have this cool option. When you blow up specifically, when you blow up the big videos, it's nice to throw us in Mystery Science Theater style.
That's cool.
Because it gives it fills.
Do you intend to release the report or any of the materials that you gave me?
I can't. I can't.
That's just really quick and sweet right there. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. It doesn't say I won't. He said I can't.
He wants to, though. You can tell.
Can't. Oh yeah, I'm with you. I think he wants to as well.
Jen says that it was definitely against the wind.
Okay. Just don't do that. Okay. next one.
All right, cue it up.
Cueing.
We're in
I remember
presentation.
I was talking to Sappho Henderson one time, and Pappy Henderson was her husband, and she said, "Well, we were in the grocery store one time, and there's an article in there in one of the magazines about it's finally been revealed about ETs and aliens, and they're in the line, getting their groceries, and he says." Oh my God, Sappy, he says, I guess it's out now. I can actually tell you what I've been doing all these years. He was one of the pilots of one of the cargo planes taking from Roswell in the crash retrieval of Roswell in 47. And so, and then I was talking to.
Coincidentally, also to Right Pat area.
Yeah, well, there you go. Exactly.
And they're in the line, getting their groceries, and he says, "Oh my God, Sappy," he says, I guess it's out now. I can actually tell you what I've been doing all these years. He was one of the pilots of one of the cargo planes taking from Roswell in the crash retrieval of Roswell in 47. And so, and then she said to me, well, later, and her daughter was there too, as we were taught, she was relating the story. He had since passed away, but she said it was so funny because he said, I wasn't supposed to know that because the article really wasn't an expose of fact and of truth.
It was like the Weekly World News.
Yeah,
talking
it
about
was
Roswell.
just a cover story to get attention. So you're buying the magazine, where you check out. And so, and he said, oh, well, he said, God, he said, I probably shouldn't have. He said, I guess it was just something that was out there in the magazine, and I shouldn't have told you anything. So don't say anything to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, very good points right there. How desperate are you to tell someone based off a magazine cover? Poor guy. No, you're right. And a lot of people, that's just it. I mean, they want to talk. They just can't. They can't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fat boy did nothing wrong. Dang Skippy.
All right. Video.
He was framed. That boy was framed.
Now, the next one has been taken out of context by some others out there who like to exaggerate things. But this is what he said. And I mean, he's right, but his own words, not some AI.
We won't conflate it.
No.
So I would try to get into the complexity of the relationship that once you've had confirmation, you've given that text to that little sentence I wrote and quoted there, and you start to go down the path of disclosure where it's more than just flare videos or legitimate people in places that you recognize these people and they're around something or with something or somebody that's a holy cow, that's wow. That's a very dramatic kind of disclosure about something landing on the lawn somewhere, So I think the what I would have spent time doing is talking about how do you establish, you've been in 80 years of denial. Now you want to pivot 180 degrees. How do you start that relationship? How do you do that? And it's not as though that we've ever been in control. We haven't been in control of anything ever.
He says a lot in that little short clip. There are so many little things that he says that he does not elaborate on.
Yeah.
He jumped around a few times. He's talking about craft landing, literal landing, which means someone observed that somewhere. There were people with something that wasn't quite, I guess ours or whatever, right? How do you talk about that? And then at the end, we're not in control. It's like again, there's so many things to cover. He's trying to step through them as fast as he can and say only what he can say. But he does go into the others just a little bit at this point. And he talks a little bit about who should make contact. Now, I thought this was weird because but again, I think he's talking in like this. It makes sense to him because he's trying to say too many things at once. But listen to what he's saying. You tell me what you think he's trying to get at here when he says this, because he mentions, corporations making contact for some reason. But what does he mean?
But us communicating with them,
Yes.
the others.
Yes.
And you think that the expertise in doing something like that is in the hands of a very small group of people in the corporate world, contractors who've been carrying the ball for the U.S. government for the past 80 years.
I think the gatekeepers are yes, they should definitely have a role in terms of communication. Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about the gatekeepers, because that's part of your recommendation to the president is give them a free pass on clear them from legal liability for whatever has happened. Give them a pardon ahead of time,
right?
And take the pressure off of them so that they can convey information that's been kept secret.
So, what's he talking about? Who's he talking about?
Well, we know the big ones.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Skywatcher to me.
Well, go ahead, Dave.
I'll say I haven't heard a lot about the Skywatcher thing lately. Now that I didn't mention it.
Well, they pulled everything. It all allegedly fell apart.
Allegedly. We've heard of that story before too.
Right.
There's been a lot of things falling apart lately.
Well, things fall apart and then they just mysteriously get reborn. But I want you to pay attention to something that happens here.
New name.
Right. Exactly. I want you to pay attention to something here. There's a trend, and I want you all, 46 of you right now, to bear witness to what I'm about to say. He did not say the visitors. He did not say aliens. He said the others, in quotes. It gets mentioned again. If this becomes part of the vernacular, we are moving forward, and we will have this discussion very shortly about the others. Trust me.
Ron, I got a question for you, Ron, based on what you're saying. The others.
Go ahead.
I had a thought in my head. What's your all's opinion? First thing when he said that, I thought the Watchers, others, the Watchers. Kind of, if there was another.
I don't know. I mean, it's those are labels, and right now I want to focus on data. There's too many people out there screaming demons and angels and fairies and goblins, and you might be saying the same thing. People, you just be prepared for those answers that you've contemplated in your head.
Language is limited.
Language is limited. We don't know what we're dealing with, so language is very limited, and we don't know how deep it goes. We don't know how many parts of this and facets there are. It's enough just to say that there's one, but there's not. There's way more than one likely. That's where it's really going to be mind-blowing. It's going to be enough to get someone to understand and accept the fact that there's others, like they're here. Look, they've been here for X amount of forever. We might even be byproducts. Okay, that's fine. That's hard enough to deal with. That's a big lot to chew on. That would take a long time to just process. But now you've got to accept the fact that this little box that you're living in is inside of a big box, and that box is inside of an even bigger box, and then that box, that's the grander reality of the whole thing, and that's where it gets really, really complicated, in my opinion. So we got to get through the little stuff first, and then we move into the bigger stuff.
The problem is we're not even ready for the kiddie pool.
No. And we're getting tossed in.
And we're getting ready to jump off the diving board during our swimming lesson.
Yep, we sure are.
And we are going to find out some stuff. The way I have told people for the last few years is that a lot of people are going to have to get really okay with a whole lot of things really fast.
That's about and that's shaping up to be actual, absolute actual. All right. So who are the others? You asked a good question, Dave. He talks a little bit about the others. So let's listen to that.
Two areas of seriousness in what you just said. One is craft and one is bodies or living beings. The craft is fair game in terms of not to be so concerned, are we stepping on somebody's toes, the other's toes, if they have toes.
If they have toes.
Okay.
There it is again.
The bodies are also higher level, but probably fair game as well, because they're anthropomorphic robotic type of beings, or they're all biological
robots, androids, something like that.
But with what respect have they been treated, or is it like autopsies have been done, or has it just been necropsies like you would do on a cow? With what respect have they been treated? Were they ever given a burial ceremony or whatever? Living ones is a whole different level. That's where you don't want to make that decision alone.
Your guess would be we've had living ones, right?
Yeah, that's my guess. And I think that I think that's a whole different level of respect and interaction.
A whole different level of respect and interaction. Coming from a man who knows what he's talking about. There's a warning there if y'all haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, and the warning is something we've been suspicious of here for obvious reasons. Just because we do make a point known that we understand what and who humans are.
Yeah,
and the capacity for evil without even trying. It's easier for us to eliminate something just so we don't have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, humanity is okay with that because that's just how they are.
Yeah.
He says that we are going to have to show a higher level of respect. To me, that means he's aware of the way some of these things have been handled.
Yeah, and it's also a good indication of, look, we're not the top of the food chain. And we need to stop acting like we are the top, the best, the only thing. Because it apparently seems like something else has beat us to that game.
It kind of sounds like a warning too, like a polite warning that if we don't give them the respect, what's that mean? What's that going to mean?
It's going to look really bad for us, and it might turn out really bad for us.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. So, but he wants to know things from them specifically, and I really like what he goes into and wants to ask.
You said non-human intelligence, not ET. Are they the same? And did you share anything with him about what you think it is?
Well, there have been reports of humans on board, right? But the non-human are more interesting. I mean, if a human's on board and he or she has free reign of the craft, that's pretty damn interesting, right? And you don't know where those people are when they're not on board. So, but the other ones some are scary, some, it's not surprising that in the universe, everything is going to look like us. Every intelligent organism is going to look like us. But you have to have, it's also a matter of respect for any really intelligent animal or creature, whatever it is, right? And the more advanced, the more respect, because you don't know what they know, and you don't know the future, and they may know.
In other words, you want a good relationship with them. That's what he's saying. Stop doing the things that you've done. Make amends of the things that you've done. and hope for the best. But, he pulls it out as to why he wants to really be talking about this stuff. And we got a question. Go ahead.
Yeah. Rob says, what about the stories of human abduction experimentation? Do they show respect to us?
Do you know what those are? Do you know what that's about? No, neither do I. I've been looking at it for 40 some years now. I'm an experiencer, by the way, for those who don't know. I don't call them abductions. I quit calling them that a long time ago because they're not all physical. Some are, yes, 100%. Some are not. Some are very psychological. Some are on the level of a psychic contact, if nothing else. Sounds weird, but that's what they are. These things can literally manipulate your mind to the point to where you're there. Okay. I've been, I guess, lucky because all of mine were pretty much benign. There was no, harsh medical exams, anything like that, but they were terrifying because anytime you're confronted with this other, that's a good name, right? And you don't understand it and you're exposed to that, that's kind of a jarring thing, but when you hear it again from other people that you don't know, and it's validated years and years and years later down the road, you meet someone who says the exact same thing, then you realize that was real. The whole point of it is basically that, I think, to get people to say, okay, this is real. Let's have this conversation. What are the abductions? The physical ones. I'm not part of that plan. I don't know. I have guesses based on what.
The one thing that I can say, because I don't know what the sociology of these entities are, no one does.
Yeah.
For the most part, if you're telling the story, you lived.
Yeah. I mean, no.
At least at bare minimum, you lived.
I mean, it's terrifying. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying, I'm not justifying it by saying, well, you lived, but like they didn't kill you. They didn't keep you in a concrete block for 80 years.
Right.
No light, no understanding of how to feed you, clothe you, care for you, anything, just let you die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, I mean, there could be those too. There could be like, oh God, now what do we do with it?
Oh, I think there might be. And I think that might be our issue. And I also think that, again, my earliest analogy, looking at this years ago, trying to figure it all out, is going to be right back. And I know I have a thing for bears, but it's right back to bears. It's more about like the polar bear, right? Or the panda. Any of those that we think are precious, the ones that we have to do experiments on, the ones that we have to tag, the ones that we have to tranquilize and knock out.
Yeah.
Well, I bet they don't think we're doing anything good to them.
No.
But in reality, what have we done for them? So I can't judge that which I do not know. And I have to look at the other data. And the other data is that sometimes you are dealing with something that has respect for you, as long as you show respect for it. And I think that a lot of fear gets reflected back in these experiences.
Yeah.
We'll be having a big discussion about this very soon. Don't worry. We're going to touch all that. We're going to get all those questions. We've got someone coming on to help with the whole psychology thing of this. It's not Dr. Phil.
It's totally Dr. Phil.
It's not Dr. Phil. So, anyway, I want to get these last two out of the way before we close off, because this is where it got kind of important. And you're going to hear some echoes again of things that we have said in particular, multiple times on this show at this point. But again, he's talking about, what could they have to teach us, right? What might they know that we don't know? Well, considering they've been around for possibly millions of years, a lot.
I would want to start with the biggest question I would say what I want to get from them is, my first question is, what are the chances we are going to survive ourselves? That we are not going to annihilate ourselves? Because they've already are familiar with a whole lot of other species on a lot of other worlds, other planets. So chances are they have a pretty good idea of percentage. And it's not that we're a spiritual species. You talk to people that have near-death experiences, they're changed for the rest of their life. They become a spiritual person of a caliber that they've never been. Well, we're a long way as an average from that category, from that level. There are monsters among us as human beings, and there are angelic people among us. So we are a danger to another species. We're potentially the Klingons.
I heard that here before anywhere else,
Yes.
by the way. I just want to say that Joe made that he said that several times, actually.
Oh yeah, several times in the past. Anytime that we
Yeah.
referenced Star Wars or Galactic Federation and protocols, I've always said that humanity,
If you want to talk about
we're the Klingons.
we're the Klingons or we're the the Sith. It's one of the two.
Yeah.
We're just that's the whole point. We're not the good guys. And I think that's the problem.
Says we're space orcs. That's right.
Space orcs.
We are space orcs.
That's it. So all this to lead up to this one thing. And I think that's why he was bringing that up, by the way. And we've talked about this before too, except for we didn't have a direct account of it. But here you go.
We can talk about the Russian retrieval case in 88 or 89.
1988, 1989, right? Retrieval. Just keep that in mind. There's a retrieval.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah. 5-digit military unit, 730, what you blank. That was the main unit that was their job. To an unknown city that they took everything to. And they found a device on board that was able to be engineered into a very powerful laser. Because that's what we do. We weaponize every thing, instead of saying, how can we create more food or whatever, like Levengood did with the microwaves on crops and seeds that grew much better. So, purportedly, the device was extremely powerful. Somebody got hurt or killed, maybe. The intel source was highly reliable. You were part of Thread 3. You managed to get out of there with documents that we helped translate.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know about what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And have we had opportunity? More than likely, sure, to do the same kind of thing. So when you sit here and say, well, I don't know about anything that we've probably been successful on, I would say, well, what are the odds that we haven't been? Sure, we have been, because what are the odds? If Russia is able to achieve something like that, why can't Lockheed or these, I'm not going to name names, but these other companies do the same thing?
But kind of did,
Right?
Yeah, kind of. But there's other companies,
And maybe someone died.
maybe someone, a whole city,
Maybe someone died.
maybe a
I don't know.
city. Who knows? I mean, it's it's just who knows. It was hypothetical, right?
The
But-
next time we go out and do an investigation, we just need to have Dave inexplicably disappear from like half of the episode after we do some kind of experiment, and then just constantly refer to it as maybe someone died.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, it could happen. Anyway, the final clip, he talks a little bit about what Dave was talking about earlier, and that was some of the stuff with Skinwalker Ranch. But I want you to pay attention to what he says, because, again, here's some more validation. We talked about this before, too, how only certain people seem to have been affected by some of that stuff.
Walker involves another third dimension, dimension. We're beyond our third dimensional existence, and it's very peculiar. And the government people that were on the Skinwalker, all of them were affected.
What did he just say? What did he just say? Did you hear what he just said? But he said the what?
But it's a short one. We'll go from the top.
And it's very peculiar. And the people, the government people that were on the Skinwalker, all of them were affected.
The government people.
Yeah.
And there is the crux of the whole thing. We've had this
Everyone
conversation
from the GATE program.
Just saying, we had this conversation before. That was one of the things that we kept saying out there. Is like, why are these things seeming to have, what communication with us?
Yeah.
Why are they doing that? Why? We're not special, and we're not. There's other people who are doing the same thing. But why are we not having these issues? Well, maybe it's because we're not trying to hijack their ships and turn it into a weapon so we can, I don't know, wage war against whoever's coming back that we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to wage war on ourselves for all we know. That's how stupid humans are, by the way.
Oh, 100%. We weaponize everything. I've said that a million times on this show, if I've said it once. And
well, Bigelow backs you up. He backs you up.
Yeah, we have one of the biggest defense contractors on the planet literally verbatim saying that.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We will literally turn anything and everything into a weapon just because we're humans and that's what we do.
It's part of the whole survival thing. But
we either had my drill sergeant way back in the day. I can't use the explicatives on air because kids watch the show. But his saying about humans was that we either F it or we F it up.
Yeah, I got you.
I
mean, it's not wrong.
And that
orcs,
that's
man. Orcs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, someone said it back here. Look at this. As long as we're not the Borg. Oh, but you know what? We might be. I mean, we don't know. What is a human? We had this conversation. We're going to talk about this again in the future too. But what's a human?
Says we can weaponize a marshmallow. Yeah. And unfortunately, Child Joe and Joe's children have also figured this sort of thing out where you catch it on fire and you flick it and it sticks wherever it hits and burns.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It honestly is. We have to stop. We really do have to stop. There's a part in here that he talks about that I didn't put the clip in. You go watch it. Like I said, I'm going to put the actual link for those who are interested. You can go watch it yourself. It's a good one. Very long, very good, really good stuff. These are just little highlights. There's some really good stuff.
Phenomenal.
It's phenomenal. But he makes a point to say that whoever makes this announcement, they'll be doing this not for the United States, not for their country. They'll be speaking for the world. And that has never happened before. Let that sink down. Let that weight hit you a little bit because it's big. It's really big. And once that happens, there's no going back. Okay, that's it. There is no going back. So where are we heading at this point? I don't want to ruin it, spoilers, but I can tell you that it's going to get really, really, really interesting if we're right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really interesting. My advice is to keep watching the show. We'll keep telling you straight as far as we know with the stuff. We'll stay out of speculation land.
Yep.
We'll keep you away.
Stay away from the mudslinging,
the demons. Stay away from that stuff. Just right now. Just we don't need that. We don't need that. We need data. Real, honest to goodness data. That's what we need.
What about chimpanzee style poo slinging?
I mean, it's pretty much what it is at this point.
Yeah, right. That's basically human poo slinging. We learned it from somewhere.
Go sling poo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We learned all this stuff from somewhere. So, that's the whole point. I think that, I don't know, but there's a lot to go over. Like I said, we're going to be talking about it. There's another little thing. It's just an image that I found. We're not going to discuss this. And no, I did not watch it, by the way. But apparently, Dr. Phil became immediately the spokesperson for the public's disclosure. And what we got, he was floating around, but not mentioning the subject of treaties, but he talked about all that entails in a treaty. Yeah. Well, we've heard there's been some kind of, agreements. I mean, and there's possibility those agreements might have been broken. And
allegedly the agreements were made in the 60s. So.
Just going to leave it right there. Possibly they were broken. There might be repercussions for breaking treaties. There usually is. But anyway, Dr. Phil had a new episode, Joe, and look what it says. Can you read that?
The psychology of disclosure. I knew we should have trademarked it.
Look, the conversation no one's having.
Well, Dr. Phil, you haven't watched our show, you bald loser. Come hang out with this bald loser, and you can then be up to speed, my friend.
Come on. What did we say about mudslinging?
Hey,
you're throwing mud. Quit throwing mud.
I'm just saying you stole the whole name.
You stole your hair.
I don't know where he put it. At least I put mine down here.
Right.
I can't grow a goatee though, probably.
True. That's true.
The difference is we didn't use AI to create our thumbnail.
Oh,
and
stop.
we used the same freaking name.
Stop. I don't think that was the name of it, but it's close. My point was that he says no one's having a conversation. Well, yeah, we've been having a conversation for a very long time, months now, actually. And I think the importance of telling the truth. The point is that is a conversation that more people need to be having. So get ready for it. We've got to get okay with this really fast, as Joe says, really, really, really fast.
There's a lot. We got to get okay with a lot really, really fast.
No, Joe is not going to be coming to anything in a Halloween costume dressed as Dr. Phil. Not gonna happen.
Yes, I will.
No, do not do this.
Oh, this is happening.
Oh, why do y'all do this?
Ron, you're going to know what's happening. If I let my hair grow out on the sides and I just shave it up top here and I'll shave down to a mustache. Oh, it'll happen.
Dude, you can just get those, fake things.
Oh no, I'm committed to the bit now.
Okay.
I'll wear my Halloween robes and I'll go commando for Ron.
Oh, there we go. You can be Uncle, what's his name, or cousin.
I'll be Fester, yeah. Uncle Fester, except commando. What do you think, Ron? Good idea.
Anyway, well, folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Be here with us next week when we try to break down whatever in the world's going to be beating down the door this time, because I'm sure someone's going to sling some mud, or there might even be a announcement tomorrow, right, guys? We don't know. Could happen.
Hey, we really are expecting that. Dave and Ron and I were talking about this yesterday morning. It's been 3 weeks. We haven't had anything in 3 weeks. We got Dr. Phil. I don't count that.
Right.
Unless Dr. Phil says, well, I'm an alien.
I mean, it could be.
It could be.
I don't know.
So, if Dr. Phil comes out as alien, then we'll give him 2 weeks. But
right.
It's been 3 weeks since we've had a tranche drop, and there's been a whole lot of stuff that's like pushing against this. And previous drops have all occurred after there was like this media pressure.
What is it, Enzo? You aren't going to play the clip of what he told Trump to say to the press for disclosure? Oh, that was the little clip at the beginning of it.
Yeah, we ran one early.
And basically he just says, that, and then he says, what was it? And that's all you need to say. Basically, not to give them too much. In other words, I think they want to give us just enough to where we can argue it out ourselves and try to figure it out.
The way he presented it was like, do it at a media event.
Yeah.
Something like you're getting on the plane. We got the plane.
Yeah.
Just say something, a little quick snippet, and that's it. That's all you got to say, and you've given them disclosure.
Yeah, it's at the beginning. You missed your calling, Enzo. I'm sorry.
Yep.
You gotta be quicker. You gotta be quicker than that. Anyway.
Jim, currently it is taken down. That interview apparently was pulled. Jeremiah was letting us know earlier that it was pulled. I would go, if you don't have an X account, I would go take a look there. Apparently, again, Jeremiah found this. If you go to the Bigelow podcast page, there's information about that. So if it pops back up, you will catch it there.
What is that?
If it pops up there, you will catch it. But I would bet that it's going to be heavily edited.
Oh man. Well, you know what? I got it recorded, so I'll be able to tell.
Yes, perfect. And then we can definitely go about that.
Yeah, so we can see what was taken out and what wasn't at this point. So anyway.
The old alien whispered into Trump's ear and he went back to the camera and said, "Listen."
That's funny. Ada has a question.
Question: have you two decided when and where the next collective meeting will be? It will be in the same location. We have not set a date yet.
There's some stuff going on that's way beyond our control, and I don't want to set a date and then something happened to where we have to, cancel out at the last minute. So we're kind of holding out and just kind of making sure of things.
The room way beyond our control. Occupied at a moment's notice.
Yeah, it's way beyond our control.
Under the current circumstances.
Yeah. Everybody, thank you so much. The ones who, again, you take some time to come out here and listen to us ramble about these things. And we talk about serious stuff. We try to, inject a little bit of humor in it here and there. Sometimes these idiots inject a little too much humor for me, but it is what it is. I'm pretty thankful for it. And I get to sit here and do this every week. And, I remind myself that it's a
Mr. Byers is alive and well. Looky there.
Oh my God, Jeff Byers is here. Look at that, everybody. The legendary.
We're going to actually get to see him again here in Indiana coming up in November.
That's yep. If he makes it out, sure will. So anyway, if you were a first-time listener, be sure to, like I said, leave us a comment. Let us know how we did, etc. If you're a long-time listener, leave us a comment. Let us know how we did. It helps the algorithm, pushes the show out. Man, I don't know what we did last week, but you guys really pushed the show out. I think we had like a dozen or so comments, and it really kicked up the algorithms. And we went out to a lot of people, which is really cool. Thank you for being here, Kurt. And now we're gonna do the thing. Call him in. All right, we're gonna call him in.
Arthur, buddy, he said tonight's show is like a hearty bowl of chili, and that is big compliments.
Oh, man, you made me hungry, Art.
Because it is almost chili season, and I will be. I'll tell you what. I'll post my chili recipe out somewhere. Everybody can get in on the 38 special.
Yeah, some chili be good.
Yeah, kind of old competition chili now.
I kind of want some chili now. Thanks. You guys are great. Well, I'm going to play some flute, and if it calls in the alien, so be it. But, you guys deal with that. Can we hype the show?
Foggy, I think you can hype it, but it has to be after it goes up.
Yeah, I think it's got to be after it goes up, from what I understand. But we do get hypes every now and again, and we're very thankful for that, because that really does obviously help push it out a little bit more. Yes, you can hype when it's not live. That's right.
Yep, it has to be. It has to be posted in the rerun.
Yeah, which starts immediately after the show. So just as soon as the credits roll and it plays, go over there. It would be a really big help if there's 39 of you. If you actually did that and just said something and hyped it. My God, it's hard to tell how many people would see this, but our goal is to get as many of you guys in here as possible. Again, in about a week or two, about another 2 weeks, I think it is, we're going to try to have a very special guest in here. Did you ever send out the dog tag? No, because we ran out of the colors. We have to actually order 50 more dog tags to get your color, but we are going to do that, Jen. Don't worry. It's just one of those things. I went through the bag and they all have aliens on them, but it's not what you want.
Yeah, I'll get another bag ordered this week.
Well, the color's a good color. I mean, that is a color that we can definitely use. So
right,
yeah. So just get X amount of those, and we'll run with that. Jen has a question. Anyone else have a question? Go ahead.
All right, I think you're good to go, Ron.
Is that good? If you have a question while I'm playing, just put it. They'll star it, and we'll get it really quick after. But here's your blessing for tonight, everybody. Got any Bigfoot gear? Oh, that's a good question, actually. Hang on.
Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Y'all are awesome. We appreciate everybody for hanging out with us this week. Remember, go out, have a good time this weekend. Keep your eyes on the skies. You never know what you're going to see if you're cruising out and around in the forest. Keep your ears open because you could hear or see something there as well. Next week.
It might see you, though, right? That's the thing.
Yeah,
it could see you. It could see you.
Next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will be live right here, Wild and Weird Radio. Do not want to miss it, especially if we get a media dump. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting dump, I would imagine, especially with everything that seems to be kind of preceding it.
It's going up
that direction.
Yeah, got to pay attention to the direction, pay attention to the buzzwords that you're hearing in the media. That all plays in. There's a pattern here. Just watch the pattern. You're going to be okay. I promise. We'll get through it all together. Trust me.
And in the meantime, you can always go back, listen to past episodes, catch up on Strange Realities, go back and watch all of Paranormal Horizons just because it's good. And you definitely will find some things that you can pick out of that and take home. Yeah. So remember, it's our birthday week, like me and Dave anyway. So we're gonna go have some fun, and hopefully be in one piece come Monday.
I like One Piece. I do. I really do.
Yeah, you do like One Piece.
I do. See, you did that right there. See,
right there. Yeah.
Well, Joey, we could wear a 2-piece for Ron.
We could.
Our birthday suits.
The birthday suit, so to speak.
I just don't even want to be on this planet anymore.
And well, we got to, because there's other pieces that we have to put together at some point, Ron. Yeah. So for that, stay tuned, everybody. Stay wild and weird. And remember, you are disclosure.